guys, welcome back to KeenenX, and today I got something special for you guys. We've been making nothing but bangers when we're talking about cybersecurity, full stack, and everything tech related. But today, for all my ethical hackers out there, I got a nice video for you guys, all right? And I promise and I pray that you only use this for ethical reasons. But today, I'm going to be showing you how you can be completely anonymous, invisible, and untraceable on the internet. This is very important for those who are stepping into the IT field and you're learning how to become an ethical hacker, and for anyone who wants to use this for their own purposes. And I hope it's for good reasons. But let's go ahead and get straight into the video. Let's not do too much talking. Step one, you want to get Tails OS. Tails OS is a portable operating system that you can boot off a flash drive, okay? So, for instance, when you're being anonymous and you're being completely invisible online, you're able to route all your traffic through Tor browser using Tails OS. So Tails is what's keeping your actual hardware secure, right? Completely secure, and Tor browser is what's keeping you anonymous online. So the first thing we're gonna do, we're gonna go ahead and go to Tails OS official website, which is tails.net. As you can see, you easily just come on here, you click on install Tails. Once it loads up, whatever computer that you're using, if it's Mac OS, Windows, or Linux, go ahead and download the one that suits you. And again, you need a USB. It's very important. The reason why we want to use a USB drive is because the entire operating system is going to be on your flash drive. So as soon as you unplug it, your computer goes back to its normal boot. Let's just say you're using Windows 11, it goes back to Windows 11, and I'm gonna show you an example of that. But the entire time you're on Tails OS is on your flash drive. So as soon as you remove it, everything is wiped instantly, okay? So you come on this website, you simply just follow the instructions, you click download. It's going to take you to another page on Tails, which is gonna show you some instructions, what you need. Again, a USB stick, at least 2 gig of RAM on your computer, things like that. And it's gonna run you through this process. It also gives you some extra tips with protecting your identity online, all right? It tells you the limitations to Tor network. Because again, you can be fully anonymous online, but you can always give away personal information when you're, let's just say, logging into like your personal email, and you're using the same credentials when logging into different sites and things like that. So you scroll down, after you download it, they're gonna make sure you verify your download, because they don't wanna make sure you have no mistakes or no errors when downloading it, all right? Because we don't wanna have, any disturbances in a download that could potentially forfeit your identity and things like that. Then they're going to tell you to download Rufus, and that's what's going to configure your flash drive. All right. So after you do all this and you follow these steps, it's very simple. Again, it shows you pictures on exactly how to do it. Then you can finally load up Tails OS. So now we are on step 3. So step 3, what you want to do is you want to reboot your computer with your flash drive in the computer, okay? And I'm going to go ahead and show you what that looks like. So I'm going to go ahead and reboot my computer. Let me plug my flash drive in. All right, I have my flash drive in. When I turn my computer on, I'm going to press F12 while it's loading up, all right? So it's loading up. I'm spamming F12. And depending on what computer you're using, it could be a different key, but you can check my description, and I'm going to have all the computers listed out with what keys to pull up the booting options. So this is the reboot option. Notice I have my USB in. I clicked on the USB, and now it's loading up. All right, let's load up. All right, guys, so now as you can see, it loaded up, and this is the part where you can do one or two things. You can click on this plus right here, and then you can click on administrator password. You can create a password. Let's just say 123. Say 123. We can click add password, and we can click start tails. Or if you have a persistent storage, you can create a password for persistent storage, as well as your network connection, make sure it's obsolete. Unsafe browser, make sure that's enabled. And the offline mode, make sure that's enabled, all right? So now let's go ahead and launch Tails. Start without persistent storage. This is literally my second time making this video. I've already went over persistent storage. I made an error and now I have to restart the video, but it's fairly explanatory. So now once you're connected, all right, you're able to launch up Tor browser. All right, it's gonna tell you to connect to your internet. So let's just let's open. So let's say open Wi-Fi, you connect to your internet, very simple. I don't wanna accidentally display any of my neighbors and stuff internet. It's not focusing. All right, so again, you could come over here. It has different applications already installed on here. All right, so you can use any of these applications. Again, you can go to Tor browser. Let's just click start Tor offline. So let's just say you're on a computer, you're doing whatever you need to do, and let's just say it's time for you to be done. You can either turn off your computer, or remember, since the OS is running through your flash drive, you can easily unplug your flash drive and everything is completely wiped. Just that simple, guys. But stay to the end because I still have a few more tips for you guys, okay? Okay guys, so now you know how to install Tails OS and you know how to properly configure Tails OS. And it's very important that you guys listen to these tips because it's also going to keep your full anonymous and invisible presence online. And it's also going to, continue to help your ethical hacking journey. Hopefully that's what you're using this for, right? But make sure you understand the importance of using a VPN. When using Tails, you don't need a VPN. You're automatically being connected to the Tor network, which sends your internet traffic through multiple servers that we call nodes all around the world, right? So your connection is never gonna ping back to your ISP or your internet service provider, right? You're not going to be traceable, right? If you do combine this with the VPN, and some might love to argue that, it's okay to connect it with the VPN. Some may argue that, but in my case, from my research, I understood that VPNs aren't perfect, right? There's been different occasions where VPN companies got caught lying, saying that they don't log any of your information, but come to find out they were logging your user data information, your IP address, and they were also logging your internet traffic, right? So you have to, one, be able to trust the VPN company that you're using, and two, if you're using a VPN within the Five Eyes Alliance, right, which is the United States, the United Kingdom, Australia, and two other places. It's on the screen, all right? It's on the screen. But if you're using a VPN within the Five Eyes Alliance, right? Let's just say in my case, the United States is my jurisdiction. If they find out what VPN company I'm using to scatter my data or my information, my internet traffic, they can go to that VPN company if it's in, let's just say, the UK, even though I live in the United States, and they can retrieve information on me, right? So with hearing all of that, it's unsafe to use a VPN with Tails OS. That's my personal opinion. Some people may argue that, okay? So again, make sure you trust the VPN that you're using if you want to add that extra layer. Because again, cybersecurity isn't ever 1000% anonymous, right? You're gonna have in the future quantum technology that's going to peel that layer like it's nothing. Like cybersecurity, look at it like an onion. It's just creating multiple layers and multiple layers and multiple layers of security, right? Take that into consideration. And last thing, if you're on Tails OS and you're trying to keep an anonymous profile, make sure you have different personas in that Tails OS, right? Make sure you have a complete different identity. Don't use the same username and password to sign up for different websites that is connected to you personally. Because think about it, that's how the founder of Silk Road was caught, because in his early journey of Silk Road, he had leaked his personal email, right? And he was using the same username that he used for his personal life for his dark web business, right?
News investigation, the FBI has seized control of a controversial website which made buying drugs as easy as going to the store. The black market bazaar known as the Silk Road is now offline, and the founder behind bars. 2 months after, West 2 News investigative reporter Matt Grant joins us now live in the studio with more on why the feds say this arrest is a big deal.
So make sure that you have different usernames, different passwords, and if you are communicating on Tails OS, make sure you're using end-to-end encrypted platforms like Proton Mail, or what is it, Tuda Mail or something like that. It's on the screen. I remember a lot, but I don't remember everything, right? But make sure you're also using platforms like WhatsApp or Signal that encrypts all your conversations. Because if you're using platforms like Gmail, for example, Gmail works with the government and things like that. They have no problem sending all your damn information and literally spying on all your information to give to, you know, A, B, C, and D. So it's very important that you're using anonymous tactics to stay anonymous online, because it's only so much Tails OS is going to do for you. It's going to secure your hardware, and Tor browser is going to secure you online. But if you're making the dumb mistakes with putting your personal information and making human errors, then ultimately it won't keep you anonymous. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you guys learned something. Please use this for ethical purposes. Don't be doing anything that your grandmother wouldn't approve of. All right, stay safe out there. Again, this is some military grade level shit, and subscribe if you want some more bangers. I got you, baby. See you guys later in the next video. Peace.